After I posted my last Ignorance is No Excuse video, I was very lucky and benefited from some of the larger users, many of you will be familiar with, supporting my channel with favourites, shoutouts and subscriptions. I am deeply grateful for their support, as well as the support of all my new subscribers. Moving on, I have had some very interesting comments on my last video. Ranking highly among them are two comments from Dr. Len Horowitz himself. Dr. Horowitz is not best pleased with my video. Instead of a long drawn-out comments discussion, I have decided to respond in video. The following is quoted directly. Original text may be found in the comments section of my last video. The link is here and in the sidebar. Two obvious frauds you advance in your condemnation of me. 1. NMR depends on water and vibrations. Only an idiot like you would claim that the word resonance has nothing to do with vibrations, frequencies of energy and water. Fourier analysis of spectral content of the acoustic noise generated by each MRI sequence showed a wide band of acoustic energy with spectral peaks from 0.2 to 5 kHz. Reference. Your disgusting and duplicitous irreverence to Dr. Emoto's precise cryogenic protocol for examining water in a freezer under a microscope shows clearly who the fraud is. How sick you must be to make my life's work the target of your gross ignorance. Heavy criticism there. I will address claim 2 first. I made a mistake in my experimental procedure attempting to duplicate Dr. Emoto's results. I was unaware that the images were obtained in a freezer. Rather than this being a deliberate attempt to spread my own severe skepticism about this work, skepticism that I have subsequently read is shared by the James Randi Educational Foundation, it was a genuine misunderstanding of the experimental conditions as presented by Dr. Horowitz. I include the full segment of the original video that my experiment was based upon. In my defence, I provide a tally of the number of times the words water and ice are used. Any word indicating cooling or freezing counts as ice, while only the word water counts for water.
This is, again, Dr. Emoto's work where you can see, you can take what looks like raw sewage. This is a sample of what chlorinated and fluorinated drinking water anywhere in the world looks like. Raw sewage under a microscope. And you pray over it. And because you're powerful co-creators who are capable of producing miragistorum, miracles, you and I have the capacity to literally transform the living God. Jesus said, I am the living water. The word I am. Moses said, was told by God his name, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, I am that I am. Jesus said, I am the living water. 80% of your Holy Spirit-filled temple is the powerful co-creator. I have to honor you as a goddess, and you, my brother, as a god, because I honor the truth that shall set us free. That is, 80% of your Holy Spirit-filled temple is part of the triune God. So this whole concept brings a whole greater blessing and understanding for salvation, physical, and evolution, spiritual.
That's 3-0 to water, and that is not even counting the water as God references. I would suggest that Dr. Horowitz was not clear in his presentation of Dr. Emoto's work. While I apologise for this mistake, I think it is clear where my misconceptions came from. Now for Claim 1. Everything about this claim is wrong. Allow me to live up to my name here. This is a textbook. It is a very popular organic chemistry textbook, which I would expect you could find in any accredited university physical sciences departmental library. It has a whole chapter dedicated to NMR, which, just in case you've forgotten, works in the same way as MRI. This is what it says about the resonance that takes place inside these instruments. If the orientated nuclei are now irradiated with electromagnetic radiation of the proper frequency, energy absorption occurs, and the lower energy state spin flips to the higher energy state. When this spin flip occurs, nuclei are said to be in resonance with the applied radiation. Hence the name nuclear magnetic resonance. This is in accordance with my basic description in the previous video. Please feel free to check. Also, the effect is not exclusive to water. These are some NMR readouts that I obtained. These are the compounds which the readouts are of. The samples contained no water, and yet I have readouts. This is because, as I said in the last video, the nuclei of certain elements align in the magnetic field. Hydrogen is one such element, which is why water and my sample both work in this technique. There are many other elements that this technique works upon. For example, this is a carbon NMR I obtained, and these papers represent a fraction of the work being done using elements other than hydrogen in MRIs. If Dr. Horowitz had taken the time to read the Wikipedia entry on MRI, he would have been aware of this fact. Now for that paper Dr. Horowitz cites. Looks like he has evidence that sound is somehow important in the function of MRI, doesn't it? Well, the simple fact is, he doesn't. He clearly got out his pickaxe and went quote mining. This is the abstract of the paper he quotes. Feel free to pause and read it if you wish. But in summary, the acoustic analysis that was conducted was upon the noises produced during the operation of the instrument. As anyone who has had an MRI knows, the instrument makes loud clunking noises while running. This is so loud that ear protection should be worn. These noises have nothing to do with the resonance the instrument functions upon. Addressing Dr. Horowitz directly, I have the following to say. In enjoying the liberty of freedom of expression on my channel, a freedom you have stripped me of on yours, you have demonstrated your true nature. You clearly have no problem misrepresenting information to suit your own agenda. This is intellectual dishonesty, and I will not stand for it. Let us look at the last sentence you wrote there. How sick you must be to make my life's work the target of your gross ignorance. Well then, here's a tip. When you call someone grossly ignorant, be sure that in the same sentence you don't leave out the apostrophe in life's.